Hi there, Pisces. Healing Grasshopper here to do your September 2025 reading. Um, so I started to do this reading and my laptop died on me. I didn't realize I didn't have it plugged in. So here we are with the three cards that I started with. And what I was talking about when I started the reading was that you are the third reading that I'm doing for this month. I started with Capricorn, then Aquarius, and now you. And Capricorn and Aquarius both, um, although their situations are exactly the same, the theme of taking the bull by the horns is prominent here. And what I'm noticing gradually in this year is really coming into the energies of Pluto in Aquarius. So, and the contrast is last year, everyone was kind of like, everything's been terrible for 20 years, Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn, where in November, this past November 2024, it changed into Aquarius, and we've been, growing into that energy, and we'll be growing into it for quite a while. But last year was like the culmination of the difficulties that we've been going through for the past 20 years. And the sentiment has been like, woe's me, everything's terrible, everything I attempt turns to dust. Why can't I get anything accomplished? Why does the universe hate me so much? you know? Um, so that was last year. Now, this year has been kind of like things still suck, but and it depends on the sign, of course. Some of the signs, like Aries, uh, have felt the changing energy and they're like, right, time to rebuild. Let's go. Aries, they don't waste any time. The fire signs have been on it almost right away. But, like the earth signs have been like, oh, things are still terrible, you know. And then air and water has been somewhere in between where, you haven't you don't quite believe that the energy is changing yet, even though I'm telling you so. Right? So here we are, um, heading toward the third quarter, not quite there, but moving toward the third quarter of the year where you feel you're starting to feel that supportive energy, or at least you feel the clouds parting. Um, and you're like, I can't take this anymore. This misery I'm not doing this anymore. What am I going to do to make my life better? Taking the bulls by the horns. So I would say for the past 3 years, I've really been seeing that attitude solidify. And here it is, where you have uncertainty. And I haven't, this is just the first three cards. So we'll see how this plays out. But this sentence here, at least, is, uncertainty and lack of clarity with uh, a moving towards the lack of clarity with clarity. It's like this is kind of like, F it, I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm going in there anyway, checking this out. We're going to figure this out no matter what. Nothing's going to stop me. This is this energy. And then we have Queen of Wands. That's like, yeah, and I'm not going to stay there too long because I've got too much stuff to do. I've got rebuilding and I've got a fabulous life ahead of me. I know things are going to improve, but it's going to take some effort, right? So I am really, really glad to see this because I have been really, staving off the attitude from everybody, the collective, like, Grasshopper, you're gaslighting me. Nothing's improving. You keep saying the energy is changing and it's not, you know. But here you are, like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, or even that, you know, I may not see the change, but I'm sick and tired anyway. I'm going to go into this uncertainty, like I said, and see what I can do about it because I'm done, which is just as good. That's the attitude that you need in this energy. So here's the hermit, the perfect um energy to have in a moon atmosphere, right? Because your conscious mind is not going to help you in the moon atmosphere at all. You're going to need your subconscious here. You're going to need your inner self to help you guide you through this darkness. Um, so there's a balance here. Knight of Swords is conscious effort, conscious thought, but you're contradicting yourself, Grasshopper. Yes, conscious thought doesn't quite help in this energy, except for that it feeds the right attitude, right? Like, I'm no damsel in distress. I'm no, lamb. I'm going to take charge of this because, you know, I have nothing to fear. I'm tired of fearing. So, whoops, look at that chariot. Hey, I turned the deck over by mistake. We'll see. I bet you the chariot is ours. Chariot, is that our center? Yeah. See, that wasn't a mistake. Oop, look at the emperor. Yeah. And this very much supports what I'm saying. This is you, like, things may be stagnant and it may be dark in here. I don't see where I'm going, but I don't give a F. I'm going. I'm getting in my chariot. Look out for Pisces because Pisces is fed up. Pisces is sick and tired of the bullshit already. Wheel of Fortune. This is where the chariot is taking you to your good fortune. And whether you know it or not, Pisces, you are getting the sudden fearlessness from the dialogue that your inner self is having with the universe. And you may not be consciously aware of it, but it's like bubbling up to your consciousness. Like that's motivating you to move forward. Strength. What is there to say? Strength under the hermit. I mean, you're introspective and focusing on your inner self is going to bring about inner strength. It is reversed. Okay. So we are going to address this in just a moment. I just want two more cards. I don't know if those are really ours. Are these ours? Both of them. Like that? Okay. Let's see if that's reversed in a moment. W. Excellent. Reversed? No. Okay. Right? This totally makes sense. Right? Remember what I was just saying, right? Where I said it doesn't matter whether or not you believe that the energies are changing or not, you just don't give a F and you're going to get up and do something about it, which is very, very good energy. Throwing confetti at you. Um, but deep within you, this still lives inside of you. This is the residual energy from the past 20 years of everything, nothing going well for you, or so it seemed. Every effort that you made turned to shits. You know, that's what this is. And you never finding that comfortable spot that you were fighting for 20 years. With the Four of Cups, that's the Nine of Cups, by the way, for you guys just listening. The Nine of Cups reversed, right? The Four of Cups upright is you. This is you not fully embracing the new energy yet, consciously. Subconsciously, like I said, there is that dialogue happening with you and your inner self in the universe about the energies changing. Very deep within you, there is an acknowledgement of that change, but consciously, it's not there yet. You're still focusing on what just happened, the aftermath of things, where it still feels like it is in the present when it's really in the recent past. But that's okay. It's fine because this exasperated feeling is going to get you past this. At least you're not wallowing in the misery. You are determined to turn this Nine of Cups upright. And here you are, the Six of Wands, finally having your victory. But this is what you are envisioning for yourself. In the most stubborn way, which I'm here for it. That stubbornness is going to get you very far, Pisces. Wow. Both of these? Magician. Yeah, I love this so much. Again, the Knight of Swords is like, F that, I'm going. I am going head first into the darkness and fix this for myself already. And here you are perfectly capable and confident in that, in your capabilities to manifest for yourself, right? And here is, if you look at it this way, you've got the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, but look at the direction the Knight of Swords is moving in, right? He's moving left towards the moon here, and he's got the Three of Swords behind him, right? That's what he's moving away from the heartbreak. He's done with this. And look at the Queen of Wands is looking forward away from the heartbreak. No part of you right now is dwelling on this, which is good because that's what you were dwelling on a few months ago. Now you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. Good for you, Pisces. Like grasshopper. What about what you said over here with the Four of Cups? Right? This doesn't change overnight, right? Especially because let's not forget, again, Pluto in Capricorn for 20 years. It's very, very difficult. At the precipice here, right? At the doorway of that 20 years for us to all of a sudden be like, well, it's over. Yay. Everything's great. Of course not, right? You are not going to get the real signal that things are over until you get like to this stage, right? But here you are creating it for yourself because you you have this impatience brewing inside of you, which will serve you well. This is what you need. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this is what you might feel. So let's have some more clarity cards. Pisces. So fabulous. Mhm. Nine of Wands. Nobody said it was going to be easy, this card is saying. You know, look, this, the Knight of Swords is like the star of the show here, okay? He's our main focus at the moment. The Knight of Swords is a big burst of energy. Look at him. He's very dynamic. His horse is galloping, like breathless. His mouth is open. We've got these jagged clouds like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. This is the kind of energy that you is not sustained. You can't do this forever, right? Is it a helpful energy? Absolutely. This is exactly the kind of energy that you need to get you out of this energy. But at some point, you're going to feel like this. You're going to be breathless. You're going to be like, oh, whew, am I getting anywhere? Is this really helping me or not? Like what you're stopping and assessing things. Like, are things really changing for me? But here you have the Hermit card, the Strength card, the Chariot. This is like, don't look back. Now you have the Lovers. Is this reversed? It is reversed. Okay. So now we are focusing on what your immediate focus is, right, in your life. Because there are many categories, right, that one can tackle when we're changing our lives, right? But right now, in this reading and in this month, your emphasis is going to, and look, the Lovers is under the Three of Swords too. Your emphasis, your emphasis is on cleaning up the mess of your, I don't want to say love life, social life in general, which includes your love life. Okay? Toxic relationships, karmic lessons, all of that. It's like you've got a whole lot of debris on the floor from the nonsense that you've been with on the proverbial floor, on the metaphorical floor, right? A whole bunch of debris from the aftermath of it all. But let's not forget, though, on that same floor with all the debris are many tools. on the floor there, waiting for you to pick up and put into your toolbox. I talk about this a lot. And by the way, tools like this are always there for you to pick up. Even if the things happened to you 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, it doesn't matter. It's still sitting there. If you haven't picked up that tool yet, it's still sitting there on the floor of your memories. You can sit back and really assess things and still pick up tools from things that have happened years before. So, what am I saying? There is a lot of work to do when it comes to transmuting, and let's not forget we have the magician here in a diagonal line to the lovers. We have transmutation here to do in cleaning up our relationships and releasing the toxicity that we've been through in the past and embracing higher vibrational, nourishing relationships in the future. And the higher vibrational, nourishing relationships you don't come across by accident. This comes after years of experience and discernment and really understanding what those high vibrational relationships look like, what the lower vibrational ones look like, which is even more important. And as they come, you set them aside, you reject them, and you turn your attention to the higher vibrational ones. And this is what you're in the midst of now. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. These are ours? No. Is this ours? These two are ours. Okay. The sun here? The hanged man. Reversed? No. Okay, yeah. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But let's go to the sun for a moment. If you look towards the positive, visualize a better life for yourself, which is what you're doing, you will win. The sun is answering the question of Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is somewhat of a question card. There are statement cards like the Nine of Cups, and then there are question cards like this one. This is like, should I? Am I going to move forward? Right? The answer to that is the sun. It's up to you and how your attitude is towards your efforts. But I know there's no convincing you. There's no need to convince you here because you're already convinced. We already talked about this. You're sick and tired and fed up, and you're determined to move forward. But that's what this is. You're determined, but you're going to get tired at some point. Just keep looking forward. Just keep going. You could take a rest, take a deep breath, and keep going. Um, the Hanged Man. It's the culmination of everything that I just talked about here. Your point of view is going to be what gets you to the Six of Wands, to your win. And it's already there. You've got the Queen of Wands here, the ultimate optimist. And I was talking about, I'm glad I remembered this. In the original reading that, I said my laptop died, which was the reason why I had these three cards out, is that I was talking about how getting to high vibrational relationships is something it's like a skill that's acquired, you know. And I said I kind of addressed that earlier in this reading. It's acquired. You know, there's experience and the wisdom that you gain from that experience that really gets you here and here upright. Nine of Cups and Six of Wands. And the lover is upright, in good relationships. Because it's like the universe spends a lot of time showing you what the bad ones are first. So you really understand them, have a better understanding. And it's that understanding is always ongoing, right? But there's a certain point that you get to where you get pretty good at spotting the toxicity, right? And I was saying in the other reading that you can explain what I'm talking about to like an adolescent or someone in their 20s, and they can intellectually absorb what you're talking about, but really fully understanding that and being able to apply it in their lives, it's not there, right? They need to experience those things. And I know that because I went through it all. Boy, have I had some toxic relationships. And I had to really recognize it and really take charge of it for myself. There is something about the rescuing yourself out of it that really that you really grow from. You know, that moment when you're like, wait a minute, you are toxic. You don't, you don't need to deal with this. I need this in my life. There's a huge amount of growth. There is, I see like a blossoming of a flower in my mind, you know? And that's what this is talking about, where you have been through several of those moments. And it's brought you to a place where you're like, okay, I am really done now. And it has changed my view of the world and of the people around me. Profound. How that's going to play out for you in this month, you guys let me know. I'm just telling you about the energy. The actual scenarios, I can tell you that there's not going to be a whole lot of turmoil and fighting here. That's over. If you were still closing out relationships, I feel like a real calm energy. This Knight of Swords can be, it can often be like sharp tongue and fighting and that kind of thing, but this is fighting for yourself in your life. This is like a quiet fight. This isn't what I'm trying to say is that your interaction with other people, for most of you, you're done with the removing toxicity in your life. You're looking forward to building things. But those of you who still have a few, straggling toxic people in your life, this is very much like calmly and wisely shutting it down. Like, I'm done now. Okay. I wish you well, but I've got my whole life ahead of me to get on with. I'm not dealing with this any longer. Um, And a lot of you are going to be surprised at how you deal with them things because you are going to recognize in this month that your way of dealing with things has changed. It's like you choose your battles now. You really don't care about what people think of you. You don't care about being right. All you want is your peace and your well being, and you're not going to let anything get in your way to achieving it. Okay? So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section. Let me know how this plays out in your life. Aside from what the comments do for me in the algorithm, the reason why I ask you for comments is because it really does make my day, guys. It brightens my life. It it boosts my morale and inspires me to move forward with my channel every time I get one. So if there is something on your mind, please don't hold back. I will be there to answer you. I answer every single comment with glee. Okay? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's the algorithm part that I'm asking about. Okay? Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. And it is a very quick gesture, costs you nothing, but really does a lot to help boost the channel. So I thank you in advance. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Ay, ay, ay. The notification the notification bell. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. God only knows why I'm tongue tied, guys. It happens when I'm tired. Um, the notification bell. I swear I know how to say notification. um, the other thing, though, even if you think you have the notification bell clicked, check anyway, because sometimes it unclicks itself. Uh, YouTube will unsubscribe you, so just make sure. Also, if I come across your mind, don't wait for a notification. Go check on the channel and see if there's anything new for you to watch, because oftentimes, for whatever reason, YouTube will not notify you, even though you've got the bell clicked. Okay? Um, I'm assuming this is your sun sign. But what you might not realize is that there are other signs that are just as important for you to follow, like your North Node, your rising, and your moon sign. If you don't know what those are, please go online and calculate them. You can do it for free. Just Google calculate my blank sign. You'll easily find one of many sites that'll do it for you for free. Come back to the Healing Grasshopper channel after you found out and find the corresponding videos. Okay? Um, what else? Oh, if you're really inclined to helping this channel, my playlists watching the playlist will really help me. I have made a lot of tidy playlists for you to watch, like the Pisces channel. You can um, put them on autoplay and listen to them in the background, even while you sleep, because watch hours do a lot to help grow the channel. So I thank you in advance. Um, Shout out to all of my viewers, my English speaking viewers, US, UK, um, Canada, Australia. I see you in my analytics and I appreciate you. My non English speakers, you blow me away. My Spanish speakers, my Portuguese speakers from Brazil, um, my Tagalog speakers from Philippines, my Hindi speakers from India. I see you and I appreciate you. I do ask, though, that you put up with the subtitles for now until I can afford to dub the videos because dubbing is very expensive. So stay with the channel, help the channel grow, and we'll get there together. Okay? I thank you guys so much, and I will speak to you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.